The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien and Darrell Martin.
Welcome, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Right now, you get the Dow Industrials down 16. NASDAQ is up 3. You get the S&Ps off $1.50. Gold is off $2.90. Silver is off a couple pennies. The oil market's up 83. You get King Dollar up 19 ticks. The euro is flat at 131. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day out there. And, of course, we're kicking into the holiday weekend. And everyone stay safe out there. And next week, folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform yet, folks, come over to our website at TFNN.com. You're going to see the Nadex banner in the very top on the side. Hit that banner. Bring the platform up. You can put they will put 25,000 of paper money into it. You can see how this platform trades each and every day. Darrell does an outstanding show here at TFNN every day, 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. You can get all of that programming right on your cell phone at TFNN.com as you kick into, it's not the new year, but it's the new year in trading, no doubt, when we kick in after Labor Day. Darrell Martin, what's going on? Oh, I don't have Darrell Martin. Okay. Okay, so when you take a look at, the bottom line, folks, is that you don't want to be trading out here today, period. Okay, that's, I know in the Tigers Den they're saying, we get a little slow Tigers Den out here today. It's not that slow, but the reality is, folks, is this, is that the volume characteristic, you're going to have the lightest volume of the day, I suspect, out here today. First hour and a half, you're going to get a little back and forth movement, kick back, groove. You can watch the market. Next week is when you're going to get some real action in there. And as Jay says, no, there's always opportunities in Nadex. And there's no doubt about that. And it's just the opposite, as Darrell says, because what does happen there, you only need a very small amount of movement in order to basically get the trade going on your side, particularly if you're using, it depends. I know Jay loves to do the Dow 30, you'll get your own whatever you'd like to do, meaning what index you like to do and or what currency you like to do. We take a look at this S&P out here. Now, the benchmarks on the S&P go like this, okay? We're at 1997.26, and it's going to be really tough today to get this underneath the 1991 area. You have two benchmarks. The other one is the 1994.76. That was the high that was generated last week. Now, that particular high, if you close underneath it, it would be a failure because this is going to be the lightest volume week. It's going to be the lightest volume month in the indices. It's not going to be that, however, in the ETF structures. We've had a couple of lighter weeks, lighter months rather, not lighter weeks. This will be the lightest week in the ETF structure. So where this baby goes, today is going to be really crucial coming into this close. If it does close underneath that, well, then that's a field day, folks. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. Darrell Martin, what's going on?
How's it going?
Doing great, man. You having a good day out there? Ready for a good weekend?
I am definitely very ready, yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man. No doubt. And if we go over and we take a look at this S&P right now, so you're at 1993.50 in the future, and we'll see. It looks like it's going to make a run to the bottom of yesterday. We have a high volume low out there at 1998. If it does that, that's going to be unusual in a day that we're going to basically not have a lot of action. But we'll see how this whole baby does shake out. Over in Europe, the DAX in Germany is basically pushing into its lows. So that, no doubt, will turn around and put a bit of pressure on our markets. You know, the pressure, though, folks, okay, we are at 10 o'clock right now. This market is going to go flat and dead, and by the time we're off the air. That's how this thing shakes.
I mean, it's holiday weekend,
right?
You know, and then now it's Friday. Put that together, yeah, definitely. So that's I mean, but you know what? You can get volatility. We were talking about this Wednesday. You get volatility in the market, or you get volatility in the instrument. So if you still want to trade, then you still got the binaries, which will just go nuts.
No, there's no doubt, and that, you know, it's interesting because I just brought that up when I started the program, and you know, Jay, who trades the Nadex product a lot. And the den says, "Oh no! There's always opportunities out here." You know, so, yeah, and I can see that. There's no doubt about that.
Well, I mean, because you thrive, you know, as a trader, you got to have that volatility,
right?
But you know, like I said, you know, you can have it in the instrument or you can have it in the actual market. But either way, with Nadex, you got it, you know, no matter what.
Yeah, and you know what does happen, folks. Okay, once you get that platform up and going. You can come over to our website at TFNN. Darrell has an outstanding analyzer, and what the analyzer specifically will do is let you know the best contract that you can get for the strategy that you want, meaning is it going bullish, going bearish, where are you going with this whole deal. So, you know, it's going to be interesting here watching how we get into this next week, because there's no doubt, okay, you know, I'm no doubt still a huge bear, folks, and in the context of that, it is pretty amazing that, you know, you can have Russia basically taking out the Ukraine, and by the end of the weekend, they're going to take a lot more land. You can have the European Union not knowing what the heck to do, but guess what? This is a Teflon market, man. It just chugs along.
Do you buy the invasion and sell the pullback, or what do? You know?
I sell it. Okay. I'm gonna sit there patiently, and that's you know, that's the game. You know, it was interesting this morning. You know, listening to CNBC, Kernan was, you know, saying to every person that's coming on CNBC, folks. There's just absolutely no doubt. He's basically saying that, hey, listen, we're going higher. The market's not overvalued. It's expensive, but it's not overvalued. And I start thinking, I says, you know what, man? I says, what has to happen here is that CNBC themselves, you know, what Kernan was saying, does that mean that we're finally going to get a pullback, that everyone is saying it? But what I'm realizing, too, is like, oh, man, you know, CNBC themselves, they've been saying for, you know, a good month now, you know, hey, listen, we're going to get a pullback. It's a pullback coming. And what has to happen, it almost has to be a capitulation there that there's not going to be a pullback. You know what I'm saying? I really started thinking about it. I says, man, this is going to get interesting to see how this plays out, because that almost because the talk of a pullback is too much. You know? It's deviant, it's crazy, but, you know, we'll see where it shakes out.
It's the whole, you know, herd mentality thing.
Oh, it is, man. You know, there's no doubt about it, man. It's pretty amazing. And you know, when you look at you know, we're talking about bonds at all, what you do have across the world, folks, is that, well, you know, Italy, we were talking about it yesterday, that, okay, is this phenomenon that rates are going down across the world in an extraordinary way, and you know, our 10-year is expensive. That's the bottom line. You know, when you look at the rest of the world, it's expensive. You know, Italy went into deflation. And now this is amazing. You got to really wrap your head around some of these things. So Italy's numbers come out this morning. Italy's 10 years is 2.4. Ours is 2.3. Okay, and you know, I heard an analyst turn around and say, well, hold it. Italy's still a decent deal because they have deflation. It's not even close, folks. Okay, because they're trading in the euro. So what happens at the euro? You know, the euro's at 133. The euro wants to go down dramatically versus the dollar wanting to go up. Okay, so it's our bonds that are going to continue lower, you know, and you know, so it's pretty wild. It's wild, man. The whole thing's wild, you know.
Now we just got to figure out how to take advantage of all of it.
Oh, listen, man. I suspect that, you know, I love where we're at, really. Do you know what I mean? And I suspect that, you know, coming into next week, you know, not Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday right up to Christmas, there's going to be a field day here. And that's whether you're a bull or a bear, folks, because what's going to happen is that the volatility is going to come in, the volume will expand. It won't get huge, okay, but it's going to expand because, see, my reality is that we've been up at these highs since July 3rd right now, and you're coming into the most volatile month of the year. Doesn't mean that you have to get down heavy, but we're definitely coming into the most volatile month of the year. And that the dollar, the euro, there's enough movement in those currencies and the metals that depending, what you're trading, there's going to be plenty of trades out there. That's the bottom line. That's all that really matters.
Right. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. So,
dollar index has been doing pretty well for the last, couple weeks.
Oh, it's trending nice, man.
Been flying on up.
No, it's, they've just finished one ABC structure on the way up, and where I suspect what we'll have here is the index is at 82.50, get it pulled back to about 81.64, and then you want to be all over it again. And that next movement, see, that's the small ABC. The next movement in that index, folks, is a much larger ABC. And if I'm right in that correction, you want to be all over this Nadex product because what happens is that the amount of movement in the last 4 weeks has been dramatic. And you only need a few ticks, whether you're going long the dollar or short the euro. And when we talk a few ticks, we had a lot more than a few ticks. You had 5 full points, which is just amazing, so.
One thing I noticed, too, over on the Nadex platform on the spreads.
Yes.
You might like this on their gold spreads, which we like trading.
Okay.
Not only is the volume getting a lot better, but check out the bid offer.
I'll pull them up right now. Right. Okay. Whoops. What did I just do? Oh, where is she?
Bid offer is a tick wide.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
an option. That's an option, and they're a tick wide.
Yeah, that's huge, man.
It's been going on for a few weeks.
Right.
So it's not just a one-off event. So I'm excited that the market makers are getting that in order.
That's right. No, that's huge. There's no doubt about that because what does happen. I was pretty. The movement inside the metals is getting volatile also, folks, which is really sweet. There's no doubt about that. Okay. I got it. 10 to 12. 1288. Let me see this. 1288, 1290. Wow, look at that. Holy cow. Because what happened, as soon as I hit it, I closed it. I just brought it back up. Man, that's impressive.
Isn't that awesome?
That is unbelievable, actually. Wow.
So when we get back, we'll talk about what that means in margin for an actual trader to take advantage of that.
Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We want to hear from you. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow right now is off 31. Nasdaq's flat. S&Ps are off for 2.5. We're going to be right back.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Andy Hecht's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien, appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. And we were just talking about the dollar, and we're going to talk about gold. But check this out, folks. This is going to be this is a trip. Goldman Sachs just come out, and we were talking about how the dollar's trending. Goldman Sachs just come out about, I think this, let's see, yeah, all of 20 minutes ago, and are looking for the euro to go to parity with the dollar by the end of 2017. That's intense. And, technically, folks, that's where it's set up. And the euro right now is at 131. So get ready to go visit the Amalfi Coast. Seriously.
Well, it's funny because I was speaking at the Money Show in Dallas.
Yes.
And they had me up there with all these other FX guys.
Yeah.
And I think you were at that show,
yes,
with me.
I was, yeah.
And it was unfair because I sort of beat one of the guys up because he was talking about how important it is to take stops, and then I got up and talked about trading on Nadex.
Nadex. I remember that. Wow. Right.
And they asked us what our long-term projection, like over the next 5 years, was for the euro. And I said parity with the dollar.
Yeah.
And they all looked at me like I was insane.
Right. No,
and now Goldman's saying it, so I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty intense because that's a push. And but in 2017 is not a long way away, but it looks to me like Europe has some monster problems, period. So
yeah.
So now we're talking about the Nadex product number one. Now we're going to be talking about the spreads on them and what it exactly means for you as a trader. Well, as we're talking about this too, this is pretty cool. GCZ, let me see this, because we just got a little pop in the gold market too. Yeah, so it's interesting. And someone just came in there. So check this out, folks. So someone just came in with some big contracts, man. Someone's not willing to go over the weekend, not being long a little more gold. You know, and what's wild is that from yesterday you got a high volume high at 1297. Whoever just came in here for Friday before going.
That's a lot of volume.
They just poured some volume in here, man. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
They're dumping off their contracts, it looks like.
Yeah, they're buying. Okay, so I'm looking at your analyzer here. So talk to me.
All right, well, like I said, what we got going on is gold is now a tick wide.
Yes.
On the bid offer. So that means you're basically trading it like you're trading gold.
Right, which is amazing.
Yeah, you don't have to put up all the money, have all the risk, because gold can, it can fly.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So, there are times where you'll see it move like 2, 3, 4 points in a heartbeat.
And what happens in gold, folks, it's $5,000 to carry 100 ounces. That's the deal. That's on the full contract. That's the margin.
Right. And so you're putting that up, to carry the full contract. You may get a day trading break depending on where you're at, but either way, you're putting up a lot of cash.
Right.
And the reason that margin's there is because they expect that to be the potential volatility in that contract.
Sure.
And like you said, there's just this massive pop that just happened right over here. Let me show this. I'll bring this pop up here that we got on gold going on. And you have this massive move. Well, what if you're short right there? And let's say you got short at 1285 and gold also at 1293. You're down $800 in gold.
Right, in a heartbeat.
In the last 10 minutes,
right,
you've lost $800 on a single contract. Well, over here now you can trade gold on Nadex, and you can trade it with capped risk. You don't have to trade full sizes.
Right.
You could trade, which doesn't mean you have to trade small, but you don't.
But it's your choice, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and even for traders that are increasing their account size, okay.
Yep.
You don't have to go from 1 to 2, right? You can go 1.2,
right.
1.3. You can ratio your risk and really get your percentage there where you want it at. And so for me, what that tells, it lets you be a master of your own risk. Your control of your own risk. And you can go in here with 14 ticks. That's nothing.
Right.
$21, $22 risk from now to 130.
That's amazing.
If you wanted to go long on this thing, that's nothing at all.
So for the folks that are in their car, if you can explain what contract that is. So it's the
1290 to 1330.
Right.
Gold contract for the 130 expiration. So end of the day, into the pit. Okay.
And this is so cool because we're at 1290 right now.
Yeah, and you can buy this thing at 1292.2. So you get about 13 ticks of premium in there.
Yeah. Which
is 1.3. It just moved 5 points in 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, which is cool in the gold market, exactly.
Exactly. So you can put up $22. That means if you wanted to do now they're worth $1 a tick.
Okay.
Okay. So if you wanted to do 10 contracts to make it equal to a gold future, you're putting up a couple $100 right now on the trade.
That's amazing.
And that's your max risk. No stop loss needed.
As soon as we come back, we're going to really walk through this, folks, because that's $220 risk versus putting $5,000 up and getting whacked for $800 in a matter of seconds.
Yep.
Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Right now, you get the Dow down 31. Nasdaq's up 2. S&Ps are off 2.5. We get our man Darrell Martin. Scanner up. We are looking at the gold contract right now. Gold is trading at 1290.30.
Massive volume spike. I think we're pulling back. What do you think?
Watch
how
this is set up.
Yeah.
It's set up really sweet, folks. Okay, so you're at 1290. And what you have is this. You have a high volume spike from yesterday at 1297. So the way that's set up is that even on a slow day, where that first expansion up is telling me that before this close, we can go hit that 1297. You know, and the bottom of that, so check this out. The bottom of that is 1294. So at 1290, and that was at 8:20 yesterday morning, as soon as the open was. So the bottom is 1294. The top is 1297. 4,900 contracts. Well, what we did is that we did 5,200 contracts that last 10-minute bar. Right now, you have no contracts, but I expect what you're going to see before this market closes at like 1:30. But I suspect, I guess you're going to see it. Let's see. Can you do the noon one? Yeah, you get an hour and a half. You know, bottom line, they're going to unleash on this thing, I suspect, before that closeout here. And what you'll see, and this is where they can push it anywhere you want, folks, because the volume is so light today, okay? But that wasn't light. That next push up, whoever did that one, guess what? My take is that they do the next one. Why? That puts everything right in the money for them, ASAP. So
you think it might actually pop up to $12.97 by the day's end?
Yeah, $12.94 to $12.97. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at going short, maybe hedging with a long, like a binary.
Okay.
Or doing both, maybe just straddling the puppy, but
let's see.
You can go either way.
Okay, so we got your scanner up. Go ahead.
Okay, so we can go in, like, here's a straddle. Okay?
Yeah.
And basically you're looking at a risk of $33 for a straddle right now, and that's going in on the 130s, the 1290, the 1330, and the 1250 to 1290s. And that'd give you, if you did both, now you got to always understand, of course, as a straddle trader, you got to cover the risk on the other side, right?
Yes.
So you're giving up about 3 points, 3.5 points of movement in either direction to be break even if you straddle it.
Okay.
But by straddling it, it doesn't matter if it goes back down. And I mean, it came down this, to 1284 earlier. We had that pretty decent volume spike earlier this morning, about 445.
Okay.
Wasn't as solid as the 5,000 we just had, but it came on. It had about 4,000 contracts at 450 this morning. You see that?
1 second. Let me get this up. Yeah, I see it. Okay. Right.
So, I mean, we could pull back to that 1283, or we could pull up to 1297 from the volume spike yesterday. If we hit either one of those, we're talking about over a over 100% return on your trade. And we got till 134 to happen.
Okay.
So, or you could just pick a direction. You could also hedge with the binaries. There's a lot of ways. I mean, that's what beautiful thing about options, right?
Yes.
You got options. So you can go in there. There's a 1296 for 850. You could buy that contract. If it expires above that, then of course you can make
that's a
huge return.
Right.
If it just hit it though, you could buy it for 850 and sell it for about 43, 44 with bid-ask spread. Okay.
Yes.
And basically you'd be looking at netting about over 300% return on the trade.
Right.
So that's probably your highest profit trade if it hops up and hits 1296, which is a point earlier than where you're predicting.
Yeah, I like let me pull this right in front of me here.
Or you can just buy the spread if you think it's going up.
Yeah, I like the spread. I like the spreads anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I trade both of them all the time. Depends on what I'm doing. If I'm going for a big move,
I'm with you.
I'm going for the spreads. If I'm going for smaller moves,
right,
or if I want to hedge off, sometimes I'll hedge off because I can just hedge off like the stupid cheap. So,
well, what seems to happen that and with the spreads is that the movement doesn't have to be that far. Do you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, yeah, you're not going to get the doubles and triples that you get on a binary. That's for sure. But the other side of that is that in the course of an hour and a half or 2 hours, if in fact we get movement, then you want to get in or out. But that's,
if we get 4 or 5 points, yeah, grab that money and move on.
Exactly.
So for the current hour, I see that we basically hit our range or expected move.
Oh, that's cool. Yes.
So
yes.
right here, see, I have the expected movement on every hour.
Right.
Built in, and so for the current hour, I basically had an expectation that before the end of this hour, we basically would move 5 points. We actually exceeded it a little bit because that volume spike. We hit 6 points, 6.3 on it, and from the low to the high. And so that's why I was like, might want to go short at least into 11, and then at 11, I may look into going and hedge off and put it long on just in case.
So let's go over, I want to take a look at this for a second because it's SIZ4. See, what you had out here yesterday is that you also had, yes, this is going to be cool. You had silver, the silver contracts, folks. So I'm bringing this together with the silver and the gold. What you had with yesterday is that silver had high volume and couldn't hold price. That was 1990. And the way silver's set up right now, silver wants to go too, man. And I really like that setup, man. So they did.
You think silver's going to pop too in today?
Yeah.
You think it's going?
Yeah.
All right.
They didn't go as hard into silver, but when I put both of them together, it says, oh, this is beautiful, man. It's just set up. It's just deviant enough. And silver looks like it could do 20 cents, would just be a total mind blower. But that's how it's set up right now. And what you do have simultaneously, so when you start putting these together, folks, so check this out. Simultaneously, Europe's starting to fall apart. This is going to be serious
Right.
business. See, what's interesting about Europe, I saw the flash that was initially coming across the tape was that in the UK, Cameron was basically, saying that he thought that the UK at this particular point was highly vulnerable to an attack by ISIS. And that didn't do anything to our markets, but it did move. It didn't even do anything to the FTSE, but it did move the DAX. That's the way this is. Well, it moved the FTSE too, because the FTSE was pushing 68.28, and that just pulled back 50 points, 40 points. Not that that's a lot, but they got, let's see, what time? Well, they got another hour and a half. Yeah, they got an hour and a half. No, they got 45 minutes before they close. So this is going to be, coming into this, our close out here today is going to be really intriguing, if in fact this baby is going to get down into that cash S&P number. Because right now we're only a point and a half away from one of the numbers, but we're quite a way away from, well, we're 4 points away from a larger failure in the S&P.
Wow, I just think I had a data error on silver. I was like, oh my gosh.
Silver. We take a look at the silver contract. You're at this is a nice setup, man. See, so watch. What silver did is this: that spike when we had it with gold, silver went 1,300 contracts. Then the next 10 minutes was only 480, and that's what you need. That's exactly what you need. And right now, this is going to get interesting, man. I can't wait to see how this shakes out, because we're at 1962. So the way silver shakes out, you could get, the low was 1984. So you're talking 1984. Yeah, 1984 to 1995. 95 is the high, 84 is the low. And, on a technical basis, it's set up. On a fundamental basis, I can see that people saying that, hey, I'm going to basically hedge myself coming into the market, into the weekend, with basically a couple hard assets. So the thing, Darrell, when I was starting the show, I was saying that it's amazing that you can have this much stuff happening in the world and our markets continue to chug along. And, that'll, we'll see where this shakes out. But it's important, folks, because what happens, there is a one-world market, and as Jay said, there is no fear, and it's like it's one of the...
There's no fear in trading.
Well, the thing that, no, there's no fear in the investment world. I'd say that there's always fear in trading, but the investment world itself right now,
long term.
Yeah, they're basically saying, hey, and they've been right that every single month, for 2 or 3 years now, the market's gone up.
It's been crazy that's been happening too.
And so
we keep looking at it. We're like, okay, sooner or later this thing's gonna bust, and it just keeps chugging along.
It does.
But that's why you got to trade the charts and not what you think, right? So when it comes right down to it,
that's right. There's no doubt about that.
And I think that's what you're talking about in the investor world. They trade what they think should happen versus what is happening.
Well, no, they just go long. That doesn't. It doesn't.
Because they think it should always go up.
If I've got my mind blown more than anything, okay, is that. And this goes all the way back in history, folks, okay? What I can't quite figure out is how people go out and work quite a bit, and then put their money in the market and think that it's never going to go down, and it always goes down. It's like, this is just amazing. And in fact, like the propaganda that you have out here now is that, we're at highs. Well, guess what? There's hundreds of stocks that aren't at highs that people have been in the market since 2000, and they're just getting... they're close to getting even. So it's really strange, man.
One of my friends that I worked with, I used to work with at a firm when we did ARB research.
Yeah.
And he works for the largest mutual fund company out there.
Yes.
Without naming names at the moment. And he's going through his training. This was, quite a while back. And he's like, well, what about, and this was after 2008 when he went to work for him. And he's like, well, do we have any bear funds? And... they're looking at him, they're like, no, we're always bullish. He's like, but the market's just crashed by 50%. It always comes back, we're always bullish, we don't have any bear funds. Next question. I'm like, it was just, I mean, it's the biggest mutual fund company that exists.
Right, that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense because that's their mantra, you know, that's how it goes. Let's go to Bob in Hartford, Connecticut. Hey, Bob, what's going on?
I'm growling and prowling out here in Hartford, Connecticut. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Hey, I was wondering in the DAX market if I was seeing a little head and shoulders maybe on the 60-minute or 2-hour chart. Would kind of line up with what you've been saying about Europe getting ready to sell off.
Well, yeah, the DAX is selling off right now big time. The DAX looks like, you know, the DAX itself is an ABC structure on the way down. And the DAX, what's intriguing about the DAX to me, you know, it likes to trade like the NASDAQ. And what has happened is that the DAX is one of the only indices that the February 5th in our markets, folks, is the benchmark. Well, the DAX had, and that was the benchmark and the DAX. And what the DAX ended up doing is that in March it broke the February low, and then in August it broke the March low. So the DAX has had 3 lower lows, and this setup here looks like it's a very large ABC down. So 10,000 is your A, and 8,900 should be. So you get 1,100, which gets you an 8,500 DAX. You know, so we'll see where that shakes out. But yeah, the DAX is selling off right now, and you know, we'll see how much further that escalates. Our own markets, though, guess what? As the DAX is selling off, folks, the cash S&P, or the future, it's only down $1.50. They're gonna hold this up going in, and they know. When I say they, there's no such thing as like one person. That's like the invisible hand, and it's not an invisible hand. We know that, but the reality is that. Anyone that's out there knows that you only have about, you get, by the time Darrell and I are coming off the air, you're going to see the volume die on the vine. I mean, die extraordinary, too. Right? Well, it's probably already dead. Right now, we've done 108 million. So right now, that is the lowest thus far. The NASDAQ did 348 million. You know, we'll see where this shakes out, but. Yeah, Bob, I mean, you know, the DAX, the cool thing about the DAX, as I said, is that it likes to mimic the NASDAQ composite. Now, our NASDAQ composite has gone to higher highs after a vicious downdraft. You know, the composite right now is at 4,500, and, you know, it was laying out at 3,900 only 3 months ago. So we'll see where the baby shakes out, but...
Hey, you're looking at a trend reversal on silver. Did I interpret that correctly?
I think silver's going higher, yeah. Yeah. What silver has to do, though, okay, is this. Now, gold stayed inside its higher range. Silver is trying to make it up to that range, and that range that it has to get back inside is 19.94. Yesterday, we hit the 19.95. We did it with volume. And it has a shot. I think it has a shot for 20 cents today, coming into this close. That'd be unusual, but those first 2 buys in the gold market and the silver market were pretty decent buys. So, cooking, brother.
Hey, thank you.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm short right now on all my gold spreads, and I'm watching. I'm waiting for that thing to even inch that it's going to go back the other direction. I'm going to go in and hedge it like
there you go. There you go.
But I mean, I think we got a chance of going down to that 1285 level right there. So 1284.75.
That's a beautiful thing. That's what makes the market, man.
I'm short 40 contracts, man. $400 risk. It's just stupid.
How cool is that? Dow Martin, Tom O'Brien. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow Industrials right now is down 27. NASDAQ up 7. S&Ps are flat. We're going to be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open, even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Mott and Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Right now, you get the Dow down 25, Nasdaq's up 8, S&P's basically, well, they're down $1. The DAX is off 70. You got the FTSE down 17. They got about another half hour going into that close out here. And don't forget, folks, at TFNN, we do 10 hours of live programming every trading day. You can get all that programming right on your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. If you'd like to get Tiger TV, which gets you the audio as well as the video, just go to TFNN.com, hit that Tiger TV on the top right-hand corner, and then you will get both of them. Coming up next, we get our man, Mr. Basil Chapman. He's going to be growling and prowling with you. Nico and Paige are going to keep you happy. Dave White, Darrell Mott and Dave White and myself are going to be coming back, kicking into this a long weekend. So what are you up to for the weekend?
I have just been told that I'm being taken away. So my family,
that's
my wife and my kids are all taking me out somewhere. I think we're probably going to end up going camping somewhere or whatever.
That's always fun.
And, so probably like Turner Falls area or whatever.
A mystery ride.
Yeah, it's my birthday Monday or Tuesday, so they're going to take me out for like 4 or 5 days.
That's perfect, man.
Just go out, just relax, and have some family time and get away from the technology.
That's good, man. That's that, and it was, what does happen, there's no doubt, folks, especially when we're in the trading business, having just one extra day off is dynamite. 2 days is like a whole different world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So recharge the batteries, and so it's good. I'm excited. It'll be fun. Yeah. So
no doubt about it, man. Yeah.
And we're looking at doing that, and then also the following weekend we're going to they're doing the Red Bull Air Race show.
Okay.
So it's a worldwide show. Like it's over in Abu Dhabi, and it starts actually here in Dallas at the Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth. And so we're gonna go out to that. I mean, these like custom-made planes are racing like at 220 miles an hour, like 80 feet above the ground.
Oh yeah, I've seen the YouTubes of those. Right.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. We're gonna go to that not this weekend, but the next weekend. That's for like 2 days right here in Dallas, and they have like 8 championship races like in countries all over the world, and they just happen to be starting here this year. So
that's going to be pretty intense, no doubt about it.
And we're going to get an RV. I don't own one, but we're just going to rent one, and you can actually like put your RV like right in the center of the racetrack.
Yeah.
You just be looking up at the plane just like circling around.
That's awesome.
So and all that stuff.
That whole rent an RV deal is just so cool. It's amazing.
That's the way to go, man. I'm not going to buy one of those things for $200,000.
Well, what's amazing,
I'd have to have a lot of trips to pay for that puppy.
So picture this. Down in Florida, I believe we have some of the biggest, actually in Pinellas County, he claims he's the biggest RV dealer in the world. And he very well might be. And what it is what Darrell just said, folks. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that actually buy, $140,000 to $200,000 RV and then don't use it. And then it's a huge business down here buying them, okay? And it's like, you got to be kidding me, man, because I took my children twice across Alaska in one, right? And twice, folks, we went across the dirt road of Mount McKinley. It's amazing, seeing no one for a couple days. And that is the way to go, because it's cheap money renting them, and then you drop it off and see you later, So it's like...
Exactly. You don't have to set up the tent, everything. I mean, I like, doing the whole regular camping thing, but you can move, you can go, everything's there. You don't have to get the hotels.
Oh, yeah.
It's all done, and, I mean, you can stop anytime you want to, and you can make lunch, whatever. So.
Right. And what does happen, folks, and this is what's really cool, is that you actually can stop anywhere you want in many of these other states, the full states you can't. You stay right there, folks. I got our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, coming up. He's going to be growling and prowling with you. Darrell, have a great one, safe one. Of course, we look forward to the show this afternoon.
All right, you too, man.
Have a great one, folks. Stay right there. Basil's coming right up.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.